Uh, it's light snow today, and actually just started to snow about maybe an hour ago, and it's nice. The flakes are not huge, doesn't stick to my clothes, to my hat. My phone, my phone, the stuff that I use to record my stuff, uh, it won't get soaked, and it's not too warm, it's not too cold. It's perfect day, and right here, John's Lake. So you won't see much because there is some way, maybe 200 meters to the lake, and I'll find a way to get on to the water. But I'm quite sure it's muddy, because that's the idea. The water dam, the reservoir, changes the levels all the time, and yeah, I can see some mud, but let me see. Right, so like I said, my name is George, the curious one. Okay. Oh, actually, there is a kind of a path to the water, so I don't do something special or stupid like lots of people coming here. And I see some could be fishing thing. Any case, so that's winter on a mountain lake, like a hydro dam reservoir. So, oh, someone already drove the car there and set up a tent. That's interesting. How they got there, I don't know. Maybe there's a little road. So I'm not interested to drive the car to prove that I have an off-road car, because it's not really tough like a Jeep, and I don't want to wreck it because I want to go somewhere else today. Any case, I'm trying to say that I learned about a kid. Actually, it's not a kid, it's a young woman, about 20 years old, complaining about some sort of a joint pain, arthritis type. And I analyzed reasoning. Well, it could be a reason young people get arthritis, like body pains, body aches, inflammation. Like inflammation is the body reacting to something, to a chemical, to a poison, to something created probably by the stress, but still there is a poison in the body. The body try to get rid of, and because it's not one-time ingestion of that poison. So you see the lake is all frozen, but because the weather is kind of warm, on top of the water it's slush and the ice is thin, and they warn you, they have a warning sign saying that because of the water level changes, it's a hydro dam, so they automatically or manually, whatever, adjust the water levels, and the ice is not stable, so it breaks all the time. So I don't have any interest to go there. If I want to go on the ice, I drive another 100 kilometers to a lake that I know is frozen. So going back to these people, so let's say you ingest some poison, you drink lots of alcohol at a party or something, and the body gets alcohol poisoning, and the body has mechanisms to fight this stuff, but not everything, of course. But for alcohol and other substances that are present in nature, like alcohol can be found into fermented fruits, and there are birds that eat certain type of fruits. So that's the way the nature tricks those birds to get them spread the seeds. So the smell of those fermented fruits that are decaying but still the seeds are still alive, attract those birds, and the birds eat those fruits, and they get drunk, and they start acting like a drunk people. But later, when they wake up, they fly and they carry those seeds. So the body, the human body and animal bodies are capable of handling bursts of toxic substances. If it's toxic like alcohol, it's a natural byproduct, but it's poisonous for the body if you ingest in quantities that the body cannot manage. And sugars, the same thing. So if you eat 10 chocolates, you may get into sugar coma. But body, if you have a strong systems, like all your systems in your body, like a liver and other systems that process that stuff, are healthy, are well maintained, are not old or ill or overstressed over the years, it will clean up the body. It will take care of stuff, the sugars. But now humans, in the last 50, 60 years, once the humans started to have the greed for more and better, or the way they think what was better for them, because the commercials and marketing campaigns and stuff always tell people, buy my crop and you will have a better life. And followers fall for that. Followers fall. Followers fall. Followers follow, but also fall. Not all the time. So I'm just saying, depends who you follow. You can follow Jesus if you like. You can follow God if you like. If you know how to follow those. And probably you will be okay, right? Because people did that for thousands of years, and they were okay. Yeah. Of course, don't do that in the name of Jesus. Just follow what he says, but don't do in the name of Jesus, because that means you follow a doctrine, and or in the name of God. Same thing. You would actually follow someone who's using those names to reach personal goals or agendas, or get more stuff for themselves, and use other people naivety. Oh, people, that's a jet flying. Otherwise it's quiet, it's just a creek. And it's good if you want to get inspired. Come here, just listen to the creek, which doesn't change the sound. And what it does to the brain will slowly go into sort of a standby hibernation thing. Depends how deep you want to get into that. Why? Because the brain analyzes the environment, and if nothing changes, what's the point of being fully awake? Unless you are stressed that some bear might come from behind. But if you have that attitude, you will never slow down. You will always be in awareness, and that gets you tired. So when you trust your life, environment, partner, whatever, then you only wake up when there are changes. But otherwise, once the airplane goes, because this is a new information, new sound in my environment, so my brain is still processing the sound, because it's not something part of the environment. It's a variation, but the creek sound kind of the same. So the brain thinks there's no point to waste energy to keep systems awake, like processing the signals from the ears, and converting and analyzing and comparing to the memory what's in the memory, to think, oh yeah, that's a sound, that's a creak, that's what means a creak. So lots of processing goes on when you analyze the new signals from your six senses. But when you when you get used to it, like a couple of minutes later, and you don't move, so if you move, that means you change something coming through your eyes, through your sensors. Even the position of the sound changes. So you stand still, stand or sit or whatever, and doesn't take long. Depends how good you are to shut down some systems, but you can get into a meditation, so you get inspired. It might take some time, it might be a gift for you. I'm just saying, it's coming back to the arthritis thing. So the body has those mechanisms to fight, or to deal with a burst of chemicals that are naturally occurring in different parts of people's environment, people or animal environment. But now in the last 50, 60 years or something, like I said, people follow these trends and stuff. And people go, you see at grocery stores, they strategically put chocolates and snacks and stuff. And when people are in their hunting mode, searching for food, especially when they are hungry, their brain is still searching for something that satisfies the hunger, but also gives them a pleasurable feeling. Especially people who don't love themselves enough, or who need some love, or who need some pleasure. And those people will be tempted. So let's say if you go to test yourself, eat something before you go to do some shopping. And when you go to the cashier, where they have all sort of sweet stuff and junk food and all sort of what is this? Yes, generally junk food, full of chemicals that keeps those things on the shelf for a long time, for a year or two or something. So if you're full, if you're not hungry, see if you have an urge to grab one of those. So if you still want to grab a chocolate or something good, or maybe a magazine, that's not a magazine, the science magazine, because those don't really sell. It's a niche market. But something that gives pleasure to most people, like gossip about what the Queen did, what the Prince did, how the Trump said that, what that actor did when they divorced, how much money that actress made when she split from her husband, stuff like that. So those is gossip. That it's a quick pleasure for those looking for gossip, and lots of people are looking for entertainment. That's kind of it's a large population mentality. They seek a good feeling and something entertaining, and in that search they would either eat something that gives them a pleasurable feeling, or they would ingest something in their mind, because that's a direct access to the pleasure. So if you take it through another sense, let's say to the tongue, you have to sense it, process it, and it goes. But yeah, probably I'm wrong. So even it goes through the eye, it still goes to a processing center that converts that image or sound or something into a signal, then compared to what's already stored in the memory, the person associate with already existing stored memory about a good pleasurable feeling, right? So if we never had that entertainment in our lives before, let's say if you give that magazine, the gossip magazine, National Enquirer, I don't know, I don't have a name of those gossip stuff. If you give it to an Aboriginal in Australia who never went to the city and who doesn't know to read the language, the written English language, you show that magazine, it will not create any emotion. So we teach the kids what's entertaining. We allow the kids to learn what's entertaining. Like we allow the kids to learn this Facebook stuff make you laugh, right? So they learn during their life journey what's entertaining, what gives them a pleasurable feeling, and it's your job as a parent to control what the information comes into these kids' brains, because they develop memories. Oh, that's dumping some snow. I don't know what is this thing. It's okay. I like it. But it's coming and going. It's like a waves of snow. And now it turns into round particles, like a. You see? It's like a. It's not icy. It's interesting, but I love it. If I show this one to other kids, since they were not taught by their parents, this is fun, right? So especially if it touches the skin and it's cold, they say, oh yeah, it's not fun, I hate it, I don't like it. And of course they will go to something that gives them comfort to the body, and if they find something, like see someone in the image or in the sound, that information, someone laughing and feeling good, then they think, oh yeah, it must be good. So that's one way kids copy stuff. So going back to, because things have roots. So if we just look at the surface, let's say we have a child with sort of anger issues. Okay, let's fix the anger. How you do that? Oh yeah, we know how to do that. So you go to the doctor, who generally are not very wise. They are smart. Smart is different than wise. And they say, yeah, you know what? Yeah, anger is equal to this in the brain. So how to do that? We give some substance to complement what the brain does. We either slow down the brain, shut down the brain, do something. So we put some chemical in the brain, and you control the anger, right? So control freak parents would be very tempted, you know. Oh yeah, I want to keep my kid in the leash. I have my dog. The dog is behaving, because that's why I bought that dog that's behaving. It is trained, or if he's not trained, I'm going to send the dog to train him. And now I'm happy. I have a dog, gives me love, behaves the way I want. I get the love I want. Now, or the cat. In my case, I kept insisting to my kid. I said, you know, leave the cat to act the way a cat's supposed to act. Don't take to the vet to like castrate the cat. You know, there is a term in English how they remove the testicles of the cat, male cat, to keep the cat from being a cat. And I said, you know what? It shows that these people who do that, they want to control what the cat does. It's like, why don't let the nature act like the nature, right? If some alien come to you and start mutilating you without your consent, without your knowledge, would you agree with that? And like the Germans did to the Jews in Auschwitz, right? So people don't agree with that, because humans did that to other humans. But let's say if external power comes and does that to humans, would you agree with that? So anyway, so these kids take all sorts of junk food. It seems that my phone does not have enough memory or something. And they poison their bodies. They get symptoms like a pain or whatever. They get sick, they vomit, they throw up and stuff. And they go to the doctor, and the doctor puts different other chemicals in the body, which the body genetics cannot recognize. And now you have this poisoned kids, poisoned by the manufacturers of, like a food industry, with a